Guys, this is not a drill. We have found the lost season of Steven Seagal's Lawman. And ever since I obtained this footage, I feel like I'm being followed. And I would call the police, but they are the very reason the show exists, so I am on my own. I'm going to tell you the story of how I came to acquire such rare footage because this is Redeye Reviews. It all started some cold winter day. I was exploring through the depths of social media for any trace of this elusive season.
Well, she's not in New Orleans, she's in Ethiopia or something like that.
I tried emailing the channel that owns the rights to this unaired footage. But much like Steven Seagal has done with my numerous interview requests, they ghosted me. Then, I received a very strange message. I have what you are looking for. At first, I thought he meant that Chuck Norris signed Funko Pop as my heart was hurting for it, but then he said, I have the footage. I knew this person meant business. Thankfully, he was only a few-hour drive from my location. So, we hopped in the car. We thought about filming the drive there before realizing how dangerous such an act would be. We stopped at our local electronics store. We walked around for what seemed like an eternity with our finger covering part of the camera the whole time. It turns out, USB drives are a dying technology, and no one even knows where they are these days.
What are your guys' like USBs?
USBs, they should be standing right there, or I don't know what the USB.
I finally found one, hidden on the back wall. And with that, we were away. Well, okay, we did make a quick stop back at the house to check on my rock tumbler because I'm an interesting person and I have interesting hobbies. Then we headed to our meetup. And this guy was nervous. He kept looking over his shoulder, so I decided to do the adult thing and I didn't film him. I'm just kidding. I totally filmed the guy, but I hid it under my jacket like a true spy would do. As it turns out, this mysterious man worked as a producer on Lawman and had all the original episodes on his computer, just sitting there ripe for the picking. And with that, we obtained the lost season, locked and loaded for your viewing pleasure. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy Lawman Season 3 episode
45 seconds out.
Also, this season is not in New Orleans, but rather in Maricopa County in Arizona. And if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because of a certain Joe Arpaio was sheriff there. Yeah, so already we know this season is going to be insane.
It's dangerous out here, but that's what we do. And my new beat is Arizona. I'm Steven Seagal, Lawman.
I'm Steven Seagal, yeah, man. It gets cooler every time he says this. But we have an all-new crew, and they aren't nearly as fun as the old crew, because for one, most of these guys are in shape. But for two, they appear to take their jobs seriously. It's stupid. I hate it.
We're going out to do some SWAT training. We don't get shot, and if the bad guys try to shoot us, we're the ones who shoot them.
Steven attempts to loosen the crew up with some light-hearted banter, but no luck. These bros are like law schools, just no fun at all.
Who had garlic, man? Is that you, man? You had the garlic? That is disgusting.
You ever had 6 chimichangas and a glass of eggnog? That'll clear the room out real fast.
We're all out together, patrolling, looking for suspicious vehicles.
But we hear about a guy speeding down the highway going, I don't know, at least 10 miles an hour, maybe even closer to like 100.
He's probably doing over 100.
However, we hear that the car has crashed, and it has crashed hard.
He's gonna get somebody killed. Oh!
We arrive on the scene of the accident, and Steven accidentally selected the sniper kit at the beginning of this game, and he can't figure out how to change his weapon. So he just walks around with this ridiculous gun.
Dope.
We also find the driver.
He looks tore up.
He is hurt pretty badly, but, judging by the car, I am not surprised. However, he is alive. And while we wait for the ambulance, we know Steven gets bored easily. Much like a toddler, unless he is constantly entertained, he will start to throw a temper tantrum. So we decide Easter has come early this year, and we set up a fun little game of Find the Drugs.
You see this? See that there?
That's very good, Steven. What about in the trees? Are there any bricks up there?
Look, there's even bales in the tree.
Excellent work, pal. Now let's go get you some ice cream. So we look at the drugs, we look at Steven, we eyeball the difference, and we assume there's about 1,000 pounds of dope here. And then we start weighing the drugs. Ha! Oh, he'll get you.
1,000 pounds of drugs off the street today, and so it's not a bad night.
But back at the precinct, we go to the evidence locker, and apparently all evidence for everything, ever, it's just weed.
Man, you could get high by just walking in here.
There is so much weed in this town that some drug dealers have to wrap it in pretty wallpaper just to stand out from the crowd. Hey, that extra level of effort will pay off in the long run, I guarantee it.
You smell it, it's very, very pungent, very, very high quality.
Wow, that is pungent. I was hungry walking in here, but now, let's replace them names on the food in the fridge. I was going to eat it. So they decide to use some of their drugs to throw a party, an arrest party. Meaning, we are going to pretend to sell it to some guys and then take them down. However, the dudes who we sell it to have come well equipped.
Get word that the buy's gone down, then we'll run in and scoop up the buyers.
He's got a gun, he just pointed it at us. They stole our dope, they took our truck.
Yeah, turns out you can't even trust drug dealers these days. They stole our drugs. We should call the police. So we try and track those thieves down.
Looks like our team just got ripped off. They're trying to rip off other drug dealers. They got ripped off by a rip crew.
They were a rip crew. I'm a one-man ripping crew. Just rip it out exactly right. But while driving around, we hear that they caught 2 of the 3 drug thieves. Steven gets so excited he selects the wrong gun again, and he has to walk around with this giant idiot rifle again. Now go ahead and pretend like you meant to grab that one. We all know you'd rather have the M16 for this round.
There's a white pickup truck. Bad news is there's one armed suspect still out there.
And now we need to find the last baddie.
And sometimes what they'll do is they'll have 2 houses. There's a way you can tell if a car has a big load of drugs in it. It sits very, very heavy on its back axle.
Oh yeah, no, any car that appears to have something heavy in it definitely has drugs in it. It's science. But we look around this neighborhood, we get such a contact high that even our spidey sense is stoned out of its mind. I don't know, it's all messed up. I don't know what is going on. And much like a group project in high school, we killed enough time pretending to do work that the smart kids got everything done behind our backs.
PD has the vehicle. If you will just wait, PD, you guys can come up with a plan.
This cop deploys the ancient car dismount technique. I guess he was in a hurry. He looks like a teenager being dropped off at a party by their parents and he doesn't want to be seen.
You gotta be really careful, just in case he wants to come out blazing, you know what I mean?
We've got some kids playing out in front of the apartment.
Get these kids out of here, now.
Get these kids out of here now. The courts are gonna be up my ass. Is there a school nearby? There better not be within 1,000 yards or I am screwed. And these cops use all of our tax dollars. Every last one of them. There's so much gear here for just one guy hiding with 3 bricks of weed.
Anyone inside, come to the front door. Come to the front door. Put your hands in the air and come to the front door.
You know this guy has a gun.
The squad attempts to throw a flashbang grenade, and much like a video game, he messes that shit up horribly and jacks up his own team.
Deploy flashbang.
Yeah, let's all pretend like we can still hear right now.
Take your shirt off. Slowly. Take your shirt off.
Take your shirt off. Slowly. Yeah, real slowly. That's nice. Now twerk for us a little bit.
Used the DD, little flashbang. The gentleman came out.
And they get their bad guy. So now I can assume we're all going to go relax at some silly restaurant or maybe talk about how many years Seagal lived in Asia for.
We caught 2 suspects earlier. Now we have the 3rd one.
Or we'll roll credits. Really? Where's the silly stuff? Is this show trying to take itself seriously? Well, that's sad. And on that disappointment, let's head on over to Redeye Reacts.
We don't get shot, and if the bad guys try to shoot us, we're the ones who shoot them. We had a nice little training here, and we're going to go out and get some bad guys.
My man. Personally, I consider Steven, one of the boys right now.
Yeah, give it a few weeks. He'll wear you down.
The car that he hit was very, very lucky. It was a minor impact, and...
If that's considered a minor accident in Arizona, I'd hate to see a major one.
Is that a Tahoe?
Well, there might not be drugs in that car, but you might be on drugs because your spidey sense is all jacked up.
They were hiding in that garage and came out and ripped it.
Wow.
Rule number 1, never rip it in an enclosed space. That is dangerous. That is it. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video, leave some comments. We are back, folks. We have the whole season to go through, and I cannot wait to share it. A huge shout out to the patrons over on the Patreon page. If you want the power to vote on future movie reviews like they do, or if you just want to support the channel a little bit, I would greatly appreciate it. Link down below, Discord channel down below, merch store down below. I will see you all next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy. You ever had 6 chimichangas and a glass of eggnog? That'll clear the room out real fast.